where we
And
go.
there's poodles in the street.
Subscribe to Jazzy and Steve.
Right, hello everybody and welcome to another video on Jazzy and Steve. This time it's the match preview for Sunderland versus Norwich at 3 o'clock on a Saturday. That's right, Paul, I didn't stutter there. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday. That's unheard of. It's unheard of. But before we get started, do us a favour, just hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. It would really mean a lot. Upcoming in this video, we're going to be obviously briefly talking about the Leicester game. Well, he is because he went and I was at work. Also, there was obviously the match preview. We're going to talk about Norwich and, of course, our views on Sunderland at the moment. And then also last night there was a big Q&A thing with KLD and Chris Speakman. And we've got a few, let you know a few of the questions that we're asking, the replies that was given by the board. So, moving on with that, Leicester, Paul.
We may as well kick this straight off. Leicester, it was a massive improvement from Stoke, as we didn't put in the best performance, let's be honest. But the lads, they went toe-to-toe with the team who is probably going to win the league. And we didn't look out of place at all. If out, I thought we probably just edged it. A draw would have been a fair result, nonetheless. But there's a few positions, what me and Stephen have been talking about, what we think need addressing, striker being one of them, and centre-half, as we are susceptible to set pieces.
Well, we have been for the last nearly 2 years. We cannot defend them and we cannot score them. And so now, whenever teams come up against us, they're like, let's watch a few videos of Sunderland's games just so we can get prepared to play them. Right. All right, lads, just play for free kicks or corners because we'll score off them.
Okay. So that leads us on to the centre-back position. Me and Stephen have been talking, and we both in agreement with this one. We feel as if it's time Luke 19 did get rested for a proper centre-back. 6'5" silt. He, in both our opinions, needs to come in, to be honest.
Yeah, look, Luke, I love you. You know I do.
We do.
But, and I think that when playing with the ball on your feet, it's tremendous, and it is good to see the way you bring it out. However, we've lost 3 in a row. At least 2 of them goals that we've conceded have come from set pieces because we're not big enough and we're not marking properly. So I think we need to have proper centre-backs in there who know about actual defending set pieces. Danny Bart was the king of organising set piece defending, and as soon as we stop playing him, we're just, like I say, as his favourite words, susceptible to set pieces.
In the striker position, that's another place where we lacked against Leicester, in my opinion, when I was obviously at the game. And it's just, for all I do like Burstow's work rate, I'm desperate to see Morrison. Like, you've got something you want to talk about.
No, but just Morrison, the club chased him for ages and ages. We battled hard to get this deal to go through, and it seemed like it took forever and ever and ever. So we chased him that much, and we pushed that hard to make the deal happen. We've brought him in, and he's just not getting a look in. And I don't understand why. But when he's come off the bench, we haven't seen enough of him, but he still looks sharp. He looks very, very fast.
He does.
He's 24-year-old. He's getting calls up for his Ukrainian international team. Why is he not getting a look in? I mean, like against Leicester, we're chasing the game against the best team in the league, and he brings on 16-year-old Rig, 18-year-old Bar, and it's like, what are you doing? I mean, and then he brought on an actual striker in the 93rd minute? I mean, are we here, man?
You've got to listen. When you get things wrong, in my opinion, you're open to criticism, either be it from fans, pundits, whatever.
Oh, definitely.
And when he played against Stoke, I think he got it wrong there. And against Leicester, the substitute, it was the timing of Hemia. For me, I really just scratched me head when I was standing there thinking, well, he's got 90 seconds to make an impact. If that, I think it was 30 seconds to make an impact in the game. And credit to the lad, he stayed up top rather than dropping deep, which he's obviously had previous instructions.
He didn't have time to drop deep.
He didn't have time. But when he did, he held it up twice, and he done a couple of flick-ons. So give him 10 minutes, you never know what the lad could have done. But like you were saying, Steve, I was fucking scratching my head at them substitutes. Like, I just couldn't understand it.
It is. It's just he's done it a few times. Like I say, for me, Rooson's got to get more of a chance. Even if he's not happy with starting him yet, you've got to bring him on. Well, bringing him on will be a start, and then give him more than 5-10 minutes. You've got to bring him on at like 60 minutes. So he's get half an hour. I mean, we keep on bringing Bar on. I mean, Bar's been starting on a few games, and look, I was praising him when Roberts was injured. I thought Bar did a good job. But the bloke, he's a liability in front of goal. He should have scored against Leicester. It was a pretty much open goal. He put that out. He missed a sitter against Stoke. I don't know what it is. I think we've got other options that we need to be trying, because he seems to be trying the same options over and over again. Now, I know it sounds like we're nagging and whinging and complaining about Mowbray. We still love him, apart from when he's chewing his guts off in his press conferences. But we've got this big squad now, and he's not using it. and it's frustrating.
It is, aye.
We've brought in these two centre-halves. We've sold Danny Bart, who was our best player last season. We've brought in two centre-halves, and we're not playing anyone, either of them. We've got in... We never had a striker for all of last season, and now we've got four, and we're not playing any of them.
No.
I'm like, there's got to be a point where you've got to realise you need to start doing different things.
I totally agree with you. And
I think I went quite high-pitched there when I was talking.
It's because you're passionate. Do you know what though, Stephen? It is because it's not working. So when it's not working, you've got to mix things up and change things around. And like I was saying about Burstow, I do like his work rate, but he's missing that killer instinct in front of goal. As is Bar, as is... I tell you what, Roberts' work rate against Leicester, it was the best I've ever seen him play. He was beating players. And another thing, obviously Mowbray has given instructions to Hume to not overlap because he was just not digging it. Last season, there was overlapping play, there was link-ups between him, Roberts and Ahmad, and we're just not seeing it. Obviously, not Ahmad because he's not there, but with Hume, he weren't overlapping. And I felt when a couple of players were coming out to Mark Roberts, he was beating one, beating two, and then his decision-making in that final third, if it was a little bit better, and but then again, is he going to really put a ball in when there's not that much killer instinct or quality up front?
Oh, no one there.
No one there, aye, true.
Look, I mean, like
I went high pitched.
I know, just like going back on Burstow, when he's played this season, we've been impressed with his work rate.
Aye.
He's been involved in quite a few of the goals. He's got a few assists, and he's had some goal contributions. However, he's still not scoring. We still haven't had a striker score for us this season, and we're now in game.
13,
Hold on. Well, we've had the game 13. On Saturday, this is game 14 in the league, and we still haven't had a striker score for us. So, unless he's got it in his contract, when we've got him on loan off Chelsea, he must play when fit. Which I cannot say that happening.
No, I know.
But I mean, my ender, he's nearly back. He's been playing in the under-21s. Brewson's, he's fit. He's available to play. Bloody play.
Get him on the pitch.
Bloody hell.
Get him on. I tell you what, another thing, Job, I didn't agree with Mowbray's substitute to taking Job off against Leicester. I really didn't. A few people were around us were saying, what's he doing? Why would you take Job off? I thought Job's been mint the past two games. Some of his skill on the ball, it's a joy to watch. And like I say, he's only going to get better in the next couple of seasons.
Of course he is.
But we definitely need to change the striker spot. We were talking before, and we were talking about changing the formation, trying to come up with a different way of scoring goals for the striker.
We're so predictable.
We're so predictable.
We haven't changed our formation in God knows how long, so teams know what to do. And we're kind of defence set pieces, so they know they're going to attack us in that way. And it's... You take Clark Roberts out of the game and that's it.
Aye,
like
true.
Stoke did that brilliantly the other day. As soon as we got the ball, they had two players on us. Couldn't move, couldn't tune out. So that's it. If you take them out of the game, we've gotten out.
And it took Job to have that good shot and great bit of skill.
Oh, it was class.
And then Clark to tap it in.
But I mean, Leicester again. I mean, not that we're going to win. I mean, Saturday I thought the referee was alright, but Leicester. Obviously, I didn't see the game because I was at work. But the penalty decision, I've seen that, and something's got to be done. We've seen it. Me and him were speaking before this, and it's not just Sunderland. All clubs are getting robbed by terrible referee decisions, but nothing's changing. Nothing seems to be improving, and it's got to get to a point where the PGMOL or whatever the friggin' hell they're called, they've got to step in and they've got to say, right, sort your shit out, otherwise we're going to sack you, because it's just not on. The costing teams so many games, it is unbelievable.
I can't understand how VAR isn't in the Championship. It's so lucrative to clubs to go up.
I think it's because some clubs can't afford it.
Aye.
That's what I heard. So I could be wrong, but I was reading something on Facebook the other day. So if it's on Facebook, it must be true.
Aye.
But it was in the comments. So people were commenting, someone saying that there's so many clubs that haven't got the capacity to do it, and they can't afford it or something.
Similar to like what Luton, where they had to dig it unless they, I don't know. But
Luton Town's goal line technology with some bloke lying on the deck, looking at it.
We're spirit level. Moving on to Norwich, Stephen.
Yeah.
We were obviously looking at the notes and that. Yesh tell us a stat that they've scored 24 but they've conceded 24.
So they're currently sitting 14th in the league, for anyone who cares. So the 14th in the league, right? However, they are the third highest goal scorers in the league, but they're also one of the worst goal conceders in the league. So that's a canny record for that, Leicester. I mean, They started off the season quite well, but they've only won one of the last 7 games. So they're on a bit of a downward slump, a bit like we are. We've lost the last 3 in a row. They've won one of the last 7. So both of them struggle. I think a big part of that is they do have a few injuries, which is probably down the spine of the team. They've got the main goalkeeper injured, Grant Hanley injured, Ashley Barnes injured, Josh Sargent, who was their best player last season and for the start of this season, injured, which is obviously a good thing for us. But I think because they're missing like key players, like the spine of their team, that's why they took a bit of a slump. However, they are still scoring goals.
That's some experience as well.
It is some experience, but they're still scoring goals. You've got Gabriel Sara. I think he's on 4 goals, 5 assists, so he's still doing a job. It was the other one, Ida. I don't know how to pronounce it. He's got 4 goals or something. And there's one more. What was the other one called? Rose on 7 goals and 1 assist. So they've still got people on the pitch who are scoring goals, proven obviously by the goals scored this season. But like I said, they are conceding quite a bit, which, bear in mind, we can score. Obviously, the last 2 games, or last 3 games excluded, we can score, they can score, but we can both concede. So tomorrow, Saturday, is either going to be a 7-goal thriller or a 0-0 draw.
Well, with that, Stephen, we may as well get straight onto the score predictions for this part of the video.
I kind of give it away with a little clue there when I said 7-goal thriller. I'm going for Sunderland 4, Norwich 3.
I'm going for another goal fest as well. I think it's going to be Sunderland 3, Norwich 2. Remember, these did have a good bit of luck at the Stadium of Light. I think they beat us last time. Sargent scored.
Both of them, I think.
We did beat them away with Bar. I don't know if it was the last game or the game before that, but we have Bar scored the winner.
It was the last one. We beat them at their place. They
1-0
They beat us early on in the season with Josh Sargent, got both the goals, I think.
Aye.
And then Abdullah Bar ran forward, step over, cross the keeper, keeper's bottom left.
It was a good goal. That was a good finish. But I think it's going to be a tough game. Listen, we're not down in the dumps about where we are in how the season's gone at the minute. Even though it might sound as if we are, we're not. We're positive. We're happy. Like you said, we've got few people to come back from injuries. It's just Mowbray needs to get the starting 11 nailed down, and we need our strikers to start putting the ball in the back of the net, and then I think things will turn around for us.
That's right. I think we just want to see some. We want to see it mixing up. We bang on about having a big squad. We've got a big squad. We just need to utilise it. We kind of just keep on using the same people in the squad, otherwise there's no point in bringing in all these extra players.
Exactly.
We've got defenders, use them. We've got strikers, use them. If someone's had a bad game, then I keep on giving them opportunity, pull them out. I remember when we did it with Dan Neil a couple of years ago now, last year. He took a few games out, he came back and he was all fired up again, ready to go. So I'd just like to see that happen. We've got players that I want to see, that you probably want to see on the pitch, and Paul does as well.
Definitely.
Let's see them, let's give them a chance, because last 3 games we've lost. Although we might have played well against Leicester, we need to make changes for Saturday.
I definitely agree. So leave a comment on this video, your score prediction, and you've gone in the hat on this very first video for the next shirt giveaway. Right, KLD, they've done a Q&A last night and speaking, and I took a few pointers out of what the Q&As was about really. KLD says he's happy with the overall progress from League One to the present day, but we're nowhere near where we want to be. Which we're both in agreement with that. Yeah. Where we were to where we are now, it's amazing.
I'm out of the moon where we are now. And yes, we might have dropped down to 10th. Oh no. But who gives a shit?
1 win, we're back up there.
4 years in League One, and now the signings we're making, the way the club's being run, and the way we're playing football, I am happy about it. Like I say, football fans are a nightmare because we always want more.
We do. What's entertaining? He wants an entertaining team. Also, he said the fans deserve that. They've got a 5 million investment, and also the 5G carry on. We were talking about that. Wasn't really much detail on it.
I can't wait until I actually check me bets inside the stadium.
I can't.
It's a freaking nightmare. I'm like, this freaking refresh. Somebody trying to tell everyone, turn your phone off, man. I didn't check me bets.
I know. The fan zone. Listen, Leicester's was mint when I went down there. Like a carnival atmosphere around the stadium. Ours is like a zombie apocalypse.
But there isn't one there now.
It's just now.
It used to be class.
It used to be. They said once the footbridge links to the city centre have been built, they're going to do a kids one and an adults one, which.
So you're going to have Thompson and Delilah in one and pole dancers in the other. Bonus. Or meal strippers for the female viewers.
Communication with the fans needs to be better, they said. It's terrible at the minute. They're going to be using social media and the radio a hell of a lot more than what they have been doing, basically.
That is a hell of a point, that. It is, because there's loads of times where the amount of arguments I say between Sunderland fans when someone's wants answers about something, another person says, just trust in this time. But they can see what's going on because they've got a social media team.
They have,
so they can see what's going on. All the people, the fans are kicking off. We need to keep them on side. So let's put something out there which will either put them at ease or at least answer the questions, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or explain why they're doing things a certain way.
They've said it hasn't been good enough and they're going to improve that, basically.
Like instead of Mowbray telling us which Revel is his favourite and then chewing it down the microphone, he can tell us why he's not playing Rosen. But anyway, sorry Paul, carry on.
It's alright, mate. The flags, they've been in discussions with the Spirit of 73, and the main concern was health and safety, but they are going to be digging the displays, basically. Pre-season tour, Stephen. Get your factor 50 out. Spain and Portugal.
Do I look as though I wear factor 50? I rub baby oil on me, mate.
Just burn it.
Just burn. Spain or Portugal is where they're expecting. There's going to be an announcement in January, but it's looking at Spain or Portugal for next season's pre-season tour.
Now, was a good question for some, especially Theo coming on here. He said, why haven't we signed a game-ready centre-forward? And Speakman's response was, very few proven out there for the championship. He said the ones what were at a premium and cost a lot in transfer fees and wages.
And agent fees, because agents are tossers.
Proper tossers.
But look, you can see that, you can understand where Speakman's coming from. Mm-hmm. It's not very, it's easy for us to sit in our fat asses on our settees and shout, well, why is he not signing this player? The people are getting priced out of signing people. I mean, the prices of some of the players are absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I don't know, was it that friggin' Teller, Nathan Teller, or whatever he's called? Mm-hmm. He went for 19-20 million, and then Burnley were offering us 9 million for Clark.
Burnley paid how much for that goalkeeper from Bolton Wanderers?
21 million. He's never played a game.
Fuck.
It's like the money that clubs are asking. It's ridiculous, and especially for goal scorers. Obviously, I know they're the ones that win your football matches, but the old Sunderland used to go out and just splash cash on shit.
Aye.
Didier and Dong, prime example, absolute shit. He's all record signing. That's embarrassing.
And I didn't want to mention this player.
We don't.
Jack Rodwell.
Jack Rodwell, you know, fucking hell. But no, so we don't want to do that. I'm happy with the transfers we've brought in. Right. I would just like to see more of the ones we've brought in. I'm not saying I want to see more transfers in. I want to see more of the ones that we've already brought in, because they're just sitting there warming the bench or the physio's table. I can't wait to see Pembele.
I can't do that.
But he's still. But to be fair, he hasn't played a game since March. Because he's had a cruciate ligament. He's been basically managed back to health and all that. But he reckons. To be fair, Mowbray did say in his press conference this morning, Pembele is probably 4 weeks away.
I can't wait to see.
My end is not far away. So, you know, we'll have to wait.
It's looking bright.
So pretty soon, once my end is back, is back, we'll have 4 strikers on the bench.
Well, another question got asked, will big money be made available if we go up, basically? And he says competitive funds will be made available whatever league we're in. Now, I know a few years will whinge and say, well, that's a lot of so-and-so, because we haven't spent half as much as what, say, Coventry have. But just look where Coventry are.
And look at what they brought in. They got 25 million for Gyökeres. And they got, and they got that Hamer. They got
so many million for him.
They got 15 million for Hamer or something. Good. So, you know, it's not all.
Nah, it's not all doom and gloom. We'll quickly get on to the next question, because it's raining cats and dogs as well.
And there's poodles in the street.
The lights above the stadium. I wanted this for night games. I thought it would be a good spectacle. Now the lights gone. But they said no, basically. They're not considering it, but they're not ruling it out.
Basically, they're cutting costs and they don't want to pay the extra leggy bill.
It's funny, somebody says it's like ghost town round here, and they said at the moment the reason why it's been like that is because they'd rather spend the money on the pitch than, like, say, fan zones and shit like that. But the city links as well. The next question was, if we go up, will KLD be selling shares? He said no, but he thinks if he can't do the job, what's expected, then he'll not stand in the club's way. The next one was, why didn't the board not back Tony Mowbray in the summer? KLD says that's just rumours and speculation.
We know they did. We know they did.
And this question was a good one. If the club get offered £20 million for Jack Clark, would you sell him? And it says, well, do what's best for the club. Really, so they're giving you a little bit, but not much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One
thing I want to know is, because I don't know if we've missed it, for those of you who were there or you've seen more scripture of what was said, I want to know what was said about the merchandising side of the club.
Oh, sorry, they did say that and I forgot to write it down.
Useless, isn't he? Useless.
They did say new management, new improvement. They've got somebody new to run the situation, so it's going to be much better, and they're going to have more transparency on it. And somebody said they want to get they should be getting shops either in Durham, in Sunderland, and they says that they're working on things.
Well, I remember they used to have, obviously, the one at the stadium or one at the Roker Park. They had one in the town. They had one in the Metro Centre. They had one in the galleries.
Aye, galleries, aye.
You know what I mean?
To say that one, aye. But that's it. At the minute, I'm happy where the club is at the minute. I really am. I just think a few little tweaks on the pitch, like the striker situation.
You know, like, I'd rather the club move to friggin' Spain or something at the minute.
Definitely, this is terrible. It's literally lashing it down.
It is.
But it's like you see, one win in the league. If we win in the league and scores gone our way, we're back up fourth.
Oh, like I said, never look at the league until after Christmas, because there's no point.
Sort of agree with you on that one.
You know what I mean? But it's just, there's no need to panic. We've had a run about 3 bad games. I mean, I think, was it not Norwich have won 5, drew 2, lost 6. We've won 6, drew 1, lost 6. So it's not good to be losing 6 games this early on in the season, but we're still points away from, like, not many points away from where we'd like to be towards the end of the season.
Yeah, exactly.
So
we're playing good in the Stoke game. Like you say,
we didn't play good
no,
in the
sorry,
Stoke
not
game.
the Stoke game. The Leicester game, I were terrible. It was massive improvement against the league leaders who look like they're running away with it. I know Ipswich are chasing them down, and they're doing really well this season, which I did predict.
But what I don't want to see is, just because we played so well against Leicester,
exactly,
I don't want to see us keep the exact same tactics and all that, because at Sunderland side never play the same way twice in a row.
No.
So we can't be doing that. You need to change it for every single game.
And I didn't want them, like your word, get me words out. I didn't want us to be complacent either.
Yeah.
Against Norwich, put a good in performance against Leicester.
Can't be complacent. We've lost the last 3. Bloody hell.
Well, that's complacent.
Well, as long as we're not consistent and we lose again.
Yeah.
But hey, Saturday, like I said at the start, it's a 3 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday, which, like I say, is unheard of these days.
No, you're not.
We'll be there before the game, depending on the weather. Depends where we'll be. But yeah, come and see us, have a big crack.
That's about it.
That's about it.
Hit the thumbs up.
Subscribe if you're new. Over the lads!